The Barbarians have just named their 23-man side to face the Springboks in Cape Town for the season opener. And to be honest, their team is looking pretty good. And I think this is going to be a very, very entertaining game. If you're new around here, this channel is all about Springbok rugby, South African rugby. So if you enjoy that, if you're a fan of that, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 100,000 subscribers. Leave this video a like. And as always, drop your opinions down in the comments. I'm thinking about doing a combined 23 Barbarians and Springboks. So if you want to see that, let me know in the comments. Let's get in to this 23-man side. Now in the front row, the Barbarians have gone for Kian Healy, Camille Chat, and Paul Allo Emile. Now, quite a solid front row if you ask me, and I'm going to be comparing it against the Springboks lineup to see which team has the advantage in which aspect of the game. Now, Kian Healy is a stalwart of Irish rugby, of Leinster rugby. Healy brings exceptional scrummaging technique and is going to be going up against newcomer Asenati Nhlabakanye in the scrum. Now, if I was Kian Healy, I wouldn't be wanting to go up against someone who weighs between 140 and 150 kilograms, but experience is on Kian Healy's side. Asenati is brand new. It's his debut for the Springboks. So I think Kian Healy will look to put him under quite a bit of pressure in the scrum, see if he can crack him a bit. But what an opening debut. What a debut for Asenati to come in and play against an Irish prop who's had, I think, over 100 caps for Ireland. So it's going to be a learning experience for Asenati, but I think the Springbok front row as a whole should get the better of this Barbarian side, of this Barbarians front row. Then we got Camilla Chat at hooker, who's quite a combative front row force. Chat features his leg drive. He's strong in the scrums. He's quite a big ball carrier. He's a French hooker, but I do think Malcolm Marx has one or two notches over him. And then Paul Allo Emile, a hulking tight head with Samoan roots. So we know that those Samoans can scrum. They're physical. So I think it's going to be a battle up front, but I do think the Springboks have slightly more class in that front row, and we should be able to get over them in the scrums. It's going to be interesting. Watch out for that battle between Kian Healy and Asenati Nhlabakanye. Then into the second row, and there is a South African in the second row, and he is starting, and that is Ruben van Heerden. Now, he plays his rugby for the Stormers, so he'll be playing at his home ground, but he'll be in the away change room, which is going to be quite an experience for him, I think. And then David Ribbons, who's an English lock. He's been capped by England. He's powerful. He's an excellent jumper in the lineouts. He brings some agility on attack, but he is a very, very good defensive player. So they're going to be going up against Loet Diaga and Jean Klein, and I think this is a massive opportunity for Ruben van Heerden to maybe prove to Rassie Erasmus and the coaching staff why he should be in the Springbok outfit, why he should be chosen above the likes of a Jean Klein or a Loet Diaga. And I promise you, if Ruben van Heerden has a good game, Rassie Erasmus and the coaching staff will recognize that. So this is an amazing opportunity for him, but I still think the Springboks have the stronger lock combination. Then, I mean, this is where the money's made for the Barbarians in the loose forwards, 6, 7, and 8. Peter Omani, who will be captaining the side, Sam Cane in that number 7 jersey, and Shannon Frizzell. They'll be going up against Sia Khaleesi, Vincent Chachuka, and Jean-Luc Deprier. Now, I mean, Peter Omani is going to bring you so much experience. He's done it against the Springboks. So has Sam Cane, who's won a World Cup. I mean, I'm looking forward the most to watching Sam Cane run out and see what he can do against the Springbok side, and how Vincent Chachuka compares to Sam Cane. And they're wearing the same number. They're in different jerseys. Can Vincent keep up with Sam Cane? Can he outperform Sam Cane? Because, I mean, if Vincent Chachuka has a good game and he outperforms Sam Cane, that's a massive, massive stake in the ground saying that he's putting his hand up for that number 7 jersey. You got Peter Omani, who Sia's going to go up against. That's going to be a battle to watch. And then Shannon Frizzell against Jean-Luc Deprier. Now, Jean-Luc Deprier has a lot to prove, right? He's been out of the Springbok outfit for quite a few years now. He's now getting his opportunity again on the back of some seriously good work for Sale Sharks. And he's coming up against Shannon Frizzell, who is a physical specimen. I mean, he was one of those all-black number 8s that teams were worried about, that teams were scared about. He's going to bring a lot of physicality, and it's going to be a massive, massive battle in that loose forward department between these three and the Springbok loose trio. Let me know in the comments who you think is going to come out on top of that, but that is the battle of the day. Peter Omani, Sam Cane, Shannon Frizzell versus Sia Khaleesi, Vincent Chachuka, and Jean-Luc Deprier. I cannot wait for that battle. Then into the back line. Now, I do think just as I scan the backline, that this is why Rassie Erasmus picked such an experienced backline, because we need to dominate. We know it's going to be running rugby. We know there's going to be a lot of ball through hands. So Rassie Erasmus has gone for quite an experienced backline in Damien Delende, Jesse Creel, Cheslin Colby. I mean, Apalele Fassi is even quite experienced. Then you got Sasha at the reins. You got Morne van den Berg and Sasha, who sort of fit into that fluidity of rugby, that fast pace through the hands. You know, Sasha's going to be throwing some outrageous passes, trying to put people into space, stepping. And I think it was a very, very wise selection from Rassie Erasmus, because that is where the game is going to be won or lost. The forward packs are very similar. You've got world-class players in both forward packs, but the backline, I think, is where the game is going to be won or lost for the Springboks this weekend. So in that number 9 jersey, we've got Terera Kerr Barlow, who's a sharp number 9 that used to play for the All Blacks. I think he still is there and thereabouts within the All Blacks camp. I'm not too sure. Don't hold me to that. But he is going to have a lot to deal with at the breakdown. The Springboks are going to try to slow the game down. And if the Barbarians get quick ball, then, I mean, they're going to be flashy. They're going to throw outrageous passes. They're going to be running some backline moves that maybe we haven't seen before. So it's going to be an interesting battle. Josh Jacob, how's he going to go up against Sasha Feinberg and Ngumazulu? I mean, he's a promising young talent from New Zealand, plays for the Chiefs, and I think that's going to be a battle to watch as well. I think in the backline, that's the battle to watch, is Josh Jacob versus Sasha Feinberg Ngumazulu, because we're going to try to put him under a lot of pressure. Our flanks are going to be chasing. Our locks are going to be trying to put him under pressure in terms of kicking. And he's going to have a good game. His tactical kicks are going to have to be good. He's going to have to get that backline flowing, because if that ball doesn't get past inside center, outside center, then the Springboks will be dominant. Then into the centers. Peter Umonga Jensen. And I mean, we've all watched Super Rugby. We all know what he brings. He's powerful in that midfield. And that's why Rassie Erasmus has picked Damien Delende and Jesse Creel to counter that. He is a powerful ball carrier. He is going to get over the gain line. But how can we stop him, and how can we stop the ball moving to the wings? I think that's where Jesse Creel comes in with that rush defense. He's very good on that rush defense, and then being able to track back and defend what's in front of him. And then interestingly, they've gone for Lester Fainga Anuku at outside center. I thought he might potentially play wing, but they've got an outside center, and that's going to be a handful for Jesse Creel to deal with, because he's also a big ball carrier. So I think the game plan for the Barbarians is going to be simple. Let's get it into the midfield, bash it up, make sure our forwards are cleaning, make sure we get quick ball, and then we let the wings flow. And then into the back three. I think let's start with the fullback, Melvin Jaminet. There was some talk that he might start at 10, but I mean, he's a world-class French 15, and he's going to be extremely safe under the high ball. He's going to be good on the counter-attack. And then you look at the wings in Mark Talea. We know how destructive he can be. We've seen how destructive he can be in an All Blacks top. Then you've got Jacob Ratu Matavuki, who is explosive. He's elusive. He's a young All Black wing, has unpredictable footwork. So it's a lot to deal with at the back there for the Springboks, but I do think the Springboks do have the better back line. We just need to make sure that we can shut their space down, make sure they don't get over the gain line in the midfield, and Damien Delende and Jesse Creel are going to have massive games. And then into the bench, they've gone for a 6-2 bench split. I'm not going to waste too much time on this. Replacement hooker, Ricky Riccatelli, agile mobile hooker from New Zealand. For the props, they've gone for Hassan Colliger and Will Collier. They're going to have a tough day against Jan-Hendrik Wessels and Neertling Verscheer. Then in the lock department, they've gone for Josh Beerher and replacement flanker Lachlan Boshier, who skipper, fetcher, and workhorse from New Zealand. He used to play for the Chiefs. Proper rugby player. And then the final two backs, the person I'm looking most forward to seeing is Santiago Arata, the Uruguayan number 9, who is just electric. He's quick. I think he's going to cause us some problems around the ruck. And then last replacement back, utility back, Joe Marchant, who can fit into wing, fullback, center, wherever he needs to be. So that's the Barbarians lineup, and to be honest, it's a solid lineup, and I think this is going to be a very cool game to watch. I think it's going to be interesting. We're going to maybe not see the typical Springbok style of rugby. I think we're going to see the ball fly a little bit more, which is why Morne van den Berg and Sasha Feinberg and Ngumazulu are there. But it's going to be interesting. Hit that subscribe button. Let me know what you think down in the comments and leave this video a like. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy. Peace.